Super Mario Bros. Wonder has just recently released, and with that leaves the question, how good is this game actually, and where does it stack in comparison to its predecessors? Today I'll aim to answer this question by diving into each aspect of the game and find out if it's wonderful or pretty underwhelming. So with that said, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel as well as leaving a like on the video, and let me know in the comments what you think about this game. Now let's get into Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Let's start with the character roster, and this is by far the best roster we have ever seen in a 2D Mario game. You have the Super Mario Bros. 2 crew along with different colored Yoshis and Nabbit, which make the game easier for inexperienced players, Yellow Toad and new characters like Daisy and Toadette, characters that are well known throughout the Mario universe and make sense overall. I know people wanted other characters like Rosalina and Waluigi, no surprise, but this is still amazing for a mainline Mario game. As for the villains of the story, we have Bowser as the main antagonist, surprising absolutely no one, and we have Bowser Jr. and Kamek as the co-villains, which I really like. As someone who has a lot of nostalgia for New Super Mario Bros. DS, having Jr. in the game really brought a smile to my face. In terms of voices, everyone sounds in character. The only two voices that are noticeable are Luigi and Peach, but they aren't bad by any means. One of the most important parts of this game for me has to be Prince Florian. He is a companion like Flood, Luma, and Cappy in the 3D Mario games, but in a 2D game. He can also wear the badges, which give you unique abilities and they are customizable. The fact that you can personalize a special ability is absolutely incredible, and it makes the game that much more fun. In terms of these abilities, you can use my personal favorite, which is the glider hat, allowing you to climb things easier as well as add some more distance to your jumps. You can also use the Super Mario Bros. 2 jump, a safety bounce that gives you an extra respawn basically, buffed swimming abilities, and even a grappling hook on top of so much more. This is probably my favorite part of this game. And I changed my mind real quick because the next thing to talk about is the Wonder Effect, which is actually the best part of this game. You must search the course to find a Wonder Flower like a star coin, and when you interact with it, a mini challenge appears before you. And usually this challenge features a new gameplay experience that you have never seen before. This can be supersized enemies, a vertical level with a crazy super jump, or even changing Mario's shape and physics requiring you to escape the area. It makes you look forward to each level knowing that you are going to have a great time and see something new and refreshing. If you were looking for a good story in a Mario game, this game probably has the most interactive story of any Mario game. I'm probably not the person to ask about this, since I honestly don't care for story at all in video games, but there is a conversation after every single level, but it's very brief and well paced, making it not seem constraining or boring. The characters also show a decent amount of emotion and want to seek vengeance on Bowser for what he's done. Meanwhile, Bowser is seeing plotting and talking trash to you throughout the whole game. And can we also talk about how Junior desires to basically dehydrate the entire desert and kill off all of the wildlife? This is not okay. Now let's talk about the gameplay. First off, I have to say that this game has some of the most fluid controlling out of any Mario game. It feels so smooth with the ability to gain momentum, spin jump, and enhance whatever you want with the badges. Even the wonder sections feel good to play, and that overall feeling puts the bow on this game. The levels are amazing as well, with different styles like enemy rushes, token searching, break levels, wiggler races, badge challenges, airships like the classic ones, and more. They also got rid of the timer, which lets you chill in the level for however long you want to, and doesn't require you to rush on levels. On top of this, they introduced more mechanics like the background sections that allow you to play in the background, slider sections that make you go really fast, some really cool enemies, wonder flowers that unlock sections, give you coins, or do really anything, and so much more. When I say that every level in this game is unique, I certainly mean it. We can't talk about gameplay without mentioning power-ups, and this game has a pretty interesting selection. First up, I must go over the returning ones, and the only ones are the Fire Flower, Star, and Mushroom. Yup, that's it. However, the new power-ups include the Elephant, Bubble, and Drill, that each have their own unique uses. The Elephant power-up makes your character chonky in appearance, however it doesn't limit your speed and jump height. Instead, you get a massive trunk to destroy stuff with, on top of water storage for plants. Next up is the Bubble power-up, which I think is very closely related to the Ice Flower. The only things that are different are the bubbles killing the enemy on contact, and the bubbles being able to be used separately as platforms. And the last power-up is the Drill power-up, which is a brand new concept. You can break through rocks and blocks with ease, on top of the ability to burrow underground or in the ceiling, as well as a shield for anything above you. This is a pretty decent selection of power-ups. Another thing to bring up is the currency system, which they did a pretty good job on. It is very similar to the Super Mario Odyssey system, where there are separate purple coins to collect and you can buy moons, now wonder seeds in shops, on top of badges now. And speaking of purple coins, they have now replaced star coins with 310 purple coins, which is okay. I like that it adds multiple uses to the collectibles. Different wonder seeds which you get for completing wonder sections or beating levels are exclusive to their own area, which I like because it makes you explore the whole map. Now it's time to go over the weakest part of the game in my opinion, and that is the music, unfortunately. And this is a shame because it features such high highs like the return of the bonus house from Mario World, the secret area theme from Sunshine, and the Metal Mario theme from Mario 64, but I'm not a huge fan of the new themes besides a few okay ones. However, just because the sound is not exactly to my liking doesn't knock this game too hard. I appreciate that they tried something new with the talking flowers, however they offer absolutely nothing and aren't even really that funny. They literally exist to talk. Next up are the bosses, and before we get into this, I must give a spoiler alert for the end of the game right here. I really love how they did this. You fight Bowser Jr. for every castle like in New Super Mario Bros. DS, which is super nostalgic to me. However, the fights are majorly different each time. The first one plays with size, the second one plays with the terrain, the third is underwater, fourth is silhouette, and the fifth one he defeats himself. And there's even more difference each time. The airships feature a conveyor belt boss, I guess, but it's literally avoiding a few things, and then hitting a button in reality. Then there's the final level where you go through a bunch of previous wonder challenges that are mixed in with each other as a great way to end the game. The best part is when you enter Bowser's Rage stage on the moving pipes from the first level. Anyways, the boss fight is pretty fun with it involving rhythm and timing to attack Bowser and avoid his music note fire piranhas. Rolls right off the tongue. There is a severe shortage of bosses in this game compared to others, but it makes each one feel that much more special. I don't particularly care for online in a Mario game, so I'll leave that up to y'all in the comments. However, I would like to see direct multiplayer online. That would be really fun with friends. What I really do care about is local multiplayer, and that is amazing. You can do everything that you could in the new Super Mario Bros. Games, along with the ability to ride on Yoshi if someone is playing as him. A really cool feature in my opinion. Just don't ride Yoshi as an elephant, let his spine live. And that's a close look at Super Mario Bros. Wonder, so I must answer the question, is it a top 10 Mario game? And if so, where does it rank? I took a decent bit of time with this one, and after some thought, it is clearly in the top 10 for me. It's better than the new Super Mario Bros. Games, and I tried not to be a prisoner of the moment, but I think it beats out Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World to take the crown as the best 2D Mario game out there. The funny thing is that when I first saw this game in the trailer, I immediately hated it. It was too different from anything else, and it didn't look to be better than the new Super Mario Bros. Games, but now I'm at this point after playing it. It is a new Super Mario Bros. Game, but really new, with it keeping the best parts of that series while adding some elements from the 3D games and adding so much more on top of that. I had an absolute blast playing it, and I think anyone watching this video would too. So that's the video. Let me know your thoughts on the game and if you agree with me, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a good one.